Hi. You know, it's not every day you get the opportunity to make a video like this. And for a channel as small as mine, this is a huge honor. First of all, I would just like to thank everyone in advance for their continued support and belief in me. And second of all, I hope I can just continue to do right and make you proud with this video. That being said, I'm extremely excited to announce that today we are going to be ranking all 365 days of the year. That's right, baby, let's go! Now, I'm sure most of you are already familiar with how tier makers work, but for those of you who aren't, I'll briefly run through it. So basically, we have 5 ranks here: S, A, B, C, and D. Basically, S is the best rank, D is the worst. I'm going to be taking every single date from the year, all 365 days, and ranking them based on historical significance and how much I personally like them. So stick around to see where I rank your birthday. For this video, we are using this pre-made tier list, which conveniently has every date in the year already here. As you can see, it is not in alphabetical order, which I actually kind of like. And you know what? We're starting out really strong with October 10th. October 10th, easy S tier. It's World Mental Health Day. It's also the day the Mason-Dixon line was finished. October 10th was also the day that the Great Chicago Fire was finally extinguished. So October 10th, easy S tier. October 11th, on the other hand, pretty unremarkable. If you look up important historical events from October 11th, the top result is an earthquake that happened in Aleppo 1,000 years ago. October 11th, pretty unimportant in my opinion, so this is going in more of a C tier. October 12th, you know, I've never really had any strong feelings on October 12th. I'm going to also put that in a C tier. October 13th, you know what, if it falls on a Friday, then that's an easy S tier. Any other day of the week, definitely not nearly as impactful, but not a bad day. Midway point of October, pretty much, it's going in B tier. The 14th, you know what, gotta be honest, another pretty unremarkable day in my opinion. That's also going in C tier. October 15th, we are now pretty much officially halfway through October, which means it's time to start getting in that Halloween spirit, so that's going in B. Not as good as the 13th, but definitely a B tier. October 16th, on the other hand, you know what? This might be a controversial take, but I just like the vibes October 16th gives off. That's going to be our first A tier. October 17th, on the other hand, not as many good vibes. You know, and at that point, Halloween is still officially 2 weeks away, which kind of pisses me off. So October 17th has to go in D tier. October 18th, that's going to be another C. Same with the 19th. Now we're getting back to October 1st, and this is going to be a B tier because it officially starts October, and that means you can start kind of getting in the mindset of, you know, it's Halloween time and we're in fall now, which is pretty cool. So that's going in B. You know what? I'll put it higher than the 15th. Not as high as the 13th, but definitely higher than the 15th. October 20th, that is going to be another C tier for me. 21st. Can just slap these babies pretty much all right in here. One thing I've kind of noticed about October is it's honestly a pretty mid-month outside of Halloween. Check out all these days in the 20s that are just going straight into C tier. And you know what? I don't think anyone's really going to fight me on that too much. October 2nd, you know what? We're getting back to the lower days in October. This is when your excitement for Halloween still sort of starting to build. And maybe it's starting to cool off a little bit finally, depending on where you live. For that reason, I will give it a B tier. The 30th, that's gonna also go in a B tier because it's the day right before Halloween, so it's time to get pretty excited. Definitely not as high as the 13th. But that gets us to October 31st, which is another easy S tier. I love Halloween. It is one of my favorite holidays of the year. And it's just a fun time. You know, you get to spend time with friends, you get to dress up. It's all about candy and horror movies, two other things I absolutely love. So October 31st is an easy S tier. October 3rd, this is, you know, that initial excitement for Halloween is starting to kind of die down. So it's going back in C tier. Same with the 4th and the 5th, and by the time the 6th rolls around, you're just kind of pissed off that it's not Halloween yet, so these next couple days are going in D tier. Sorry, gotta do it to you guys. Now we're getting into November, so this is how October is ranked. November 10th is kind of a mixed bag. You have the Wilmington Massacre, where a bunch of white supremacists overthrew the government in the Carolinas. But it was also the day that Sesame Street first premiered on PBS. So you know what? Because of that, I think this kind of has to go in a high C tier. Probably like right here is good. November 11th, Washington State is admitted as the 42nd state in the Union. It's also Veterans Day. So I feel like November 11th, that's gotta be at least a high B tier. November 12th, I'm gonna give that probably another C tier. Same with the 13th here. November 14th, the day that condensed milk was patented. A. November 15th, that's going in a C tier along with the 16th and the 17th and the 18th. Now, what's tricky about ranking the final days of November is Thanksgiving is never on a set date. It's always the last Thursday of November. So because of that, I feel like some of the later dates in November are going to be ranked a bit higher than you might be expecting, just because of the possibility that Thanksgiving could fall on those days. So the 19th, the 1st, the 20th, and the 21st are all going in C tier. For those of you who don't know, the possible days that Thanksgiving can fall on are the 22nd through the 28th of November. It will always be one of those days. So because of that, those are all going in A tier. I like Thanksgiving. Get a lot of good food. You get to spend some time with family. So those guys are all going right the fuck up here. 29th can never be Thanksgiving, so that has to be C tier. Honestly, you know what? That's going to put it in like D tier. November 2nd, also going in D tier. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm bumping November 1st down to D tier because this is when you're going to start hearing Christmas music, even though Christmas is still another like month and a half away. So those days are both going in D tier because of that. November 30th, that's going to be like a low B tier because it means we're officially past Thanksgiving and we're actually starting to get towards Christmas time. The 3rd of November, also another pretty unremarkable day. Same with the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Alright, now we're getting into December. Starting off with December 10th, that's going to be an S tier. And now this year, 2026, Hanukkah is going to be December 4th through the 12th, so because of that, any date that falls between that range is automatically going into A tier. I don't celebrate Hanukkah, but it doesn't feel right to exclude those that do, so you guys are getting A tier. December 13th, that's going in C. Same with the 14th. 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. First, that's gonna be like low A because it's officially the start of Christmas season. It's time to get excited, start doing your Christmas shopping and decorating. 20th, C tier. It's close to Christmas, but it's not Christmas. Same with the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. 24th, that has to go in A tier because it is Christmas Eve, which is sort of a holiday, in and of itself, especially to some cultures. They basically celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Actually, I'm going to bump it up to high A tier because of that. But easy S tier, maybe the easiest of the entire video, is going to be December 25th. I love Christmas. I love getting to spend time with friends and family. I love to give people gifts and eat good food. I love Christmas. Probably my favorite holiday, just barely beating out Halloween. So that is going to be an S tier. The 26th, that is the start of Kwanzaa. That is also going to be an A tier. Same with the 27th, 28th, and the 29th. December 2nd, that is also going in S tier. I don't think I even need to explain that really. We all know why. December 30th, that is going in... Oh, where'd you go? There it is. That is also going in A tier. 31st, that's getting bumped up to low S as it is New Year's Eve. The 3rd, 4th, 5th are going in C. 6th is going in A, low S. 7th is C. 8th, 9th. And now we're into January. January 10th has some important events. Rod Stewart and George Foreman's birthday. Also in 49 BC, Julius Caesar crosses the Rubicon River and starts a war. That's gonna put it in a low A. The 11th of January, C. Same with the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. A, that is going at the top of S. I changed my mind, that's the easiest S of the entire video. The 19th, that's going in low S. January 1st, that's New Year's Day, that's gonna go in a high A tier. The 20th, that's going in C. 21st is also going in C. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 2nd, 30th, 31st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. That's January. January, honestly, kind of a mid-month. There's a couple of really exciting days in the mix, but for the most part, I think most people dislike January. You know, it's cold, there's not a lot of good movies out, it's kind of a meh month. February. Alright, February 10th. St. Paul gets shipwrecked at Malta. The Treaty of Paris ends the French and Indian War. And Simón Bolívar is named dictator of Peru. So kind of a mixed bag. This feels like a... Oh, shit. This feels like a low B tier day to me. February 11th. That's going in C. Same with the 12th and the 13th. Now 14th, this might be a hot take. I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day as a holiday. I think that you should be showing love and appreciation to your loved ones every single day. Yes, it's nice to do nice things for them and take them out, but it's not my favorite, and it's kind of just an excuse to buy candy and stuff. Plus, every restaurant's always really crowded. No, but I don't hate it. I don't hate Valentine's Day. I'm fine with celebrating it, you know? But that's gonna put it in like a low B tier as well. The 15th, that's going in C. 16th, that's going all the way in S tier. The 17th, that's also a C. 18th, 19th, February 1st, it's also going in C. 20th as well, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. February 29th is a day that's so bad that we as a society have collectively agreed to only have it once every 4 years. If that is not the mark of a low D tier, I don't know what is. February 2nd is also going in C. February 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th also going in C. Okay, this is how we're looking so far. March 10th, another mixed bag, honestly. Alexander Graham Bell does make the first successful phone call. Astronomers also discover rings around Uranus, but it's also the day that James Earl Ray pleads guilty to assassinating Martin Luther King Jr. It's also the day that singer Andy Gibb died when he was just 30 years old, but that's also gonna land March 10th in a B tier. I'm gonna say mid B tier. March 11th, that's going to be C. The 12th is also going in here, same with the 13th. March 14th, Pi Day. I gotta be honest, I don't like pie. I think this is a very overrated holiday, maybe the most overrated. I'm gonna put this in high C tier, and honestly that's being extremely generous. That's mainly just for the people out there who do like pie. March 15th, that's also going in C. March 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th are also going in here. March 1st, it's also going in C. 20th, March 21st, March 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. There's a reason I said at the start of this video that I'm truly honored to be doing this, and that is because I don't think most people could handle the responsibility, honestly, that comes with acknowledging just how mid most days of the year truly are. I mean, look at this. Look at how many days we just got firmly in C tier. Very, very unremarkable calendar we got here. March 2nd, March 30th, March 31st, March 3rd. That's gonna go in like A tier. But then March 4th, we're right back at it. March 5th, March 6th, March 7th, 8th, and 9th are all going right here. Here's an updated look at what our calendar tier list looks like. April 10th. April 10th was a pretty bad day. It's the day the Beatles broke up. It's the day the Titanic went on its maiden voyage and sank. F. Scott Fitzgerald published The Great Gatsby. D tier. April 11th, that's going in C tier. 12th is also C, 13th is C, 14th is also C, 15th is C, April 16th is also C, 17th is C, 18th is C, 19th is C, April 1st, let's be real here, who does not like April 1st? That has to go at least in a B tier. I'm thinking like low A, though. The 20th, 420, you know what, just for the fucking meme of it, April 20th can go up here. It's a very much a dead meme, but whatever. It gets some reprieve. April 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th are going in here. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. You know what, now that I think about it, I'm dragging 420 out of B tier because it's also the day that the Columbine shooting happened, and it's also, I'm pretty sure, Hitler's birthday. And honestly, the 420 memes are not that funny, so it's going in D tier. The second is going in C. April 30th is going in C. April 3rd is also going in C. Same with the 4th and the 5th and the 6th and the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Okay, so here's another updated look at where we're at. This is our D tier. We've got October 17th, October 6th, November 29th, October 7th, October 8th, October 9th, November 1st, November 2nd, February 26th, April 10th, and April 20th. Yeah, that seems about right. Here's our C tier, by far the biggest category, which is fair. I feel like most days are pretty unremarkable, just normal days of the year. So, and I should clarify that C tier does not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that it's an unremarkable day, in my opinion. That is neither a inherently positive or negative thing, though, about a given day. This is our B tier. These are like the kind of good days here, or the mostly good. These are the pretty good days, or the really, really good days, and these are the elite days. And I don't think anyone can argue with this S tier, honestly. But that takes us to May. May 10th, the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad, Nelson Mandela becomes president of South Africa, and the One World Trade Center is officially opened in New York, becoming the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. May 10th, pretty good day. You're going up in A. May 11th, that's gonna go smack dab in C. May 12th is going in C. May 13th is going in C. The 14th is going in C. The 15th is going in C. 16th is going in C. 17th, May 17th, really? That's like high D tier. May 18th, though, you're going in B tier. 19th, May 1st, you're going in B as well. And here's why I like May, because May has a few days coming up that are some of my favorites in the whole year. And when we get to those, you'll see exactly where I'm going to rank them. But for now, the latter days of May, you're going in here. May is also when baseball season kind of starts to really kick off, and it's not as cold at the stadiums. So I do kind of like it for that, but there's not a specific day where that happens, so it feels unfair to put any of them unjustly high. May 3rd, you're going here. May 4th, obviously Star Wars Day. That's gonna put it in like a high B tier. And the very next day is Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is a fun holiday. Who doesn't like Mexican food? That's going like pretty high A tier. Do I put it above Christmas Eve? No, I'm gonna leave it just behind Christmas Eve. May 6th. You know what? Just for being after Cinco de Mayo and Star Wars Day, that's gotta be like a high D tier. That kind of sucks. You know, the excitement from those 2 days being back to back is kind of worn off. May 9th. And here is our finished month of May added to this tier list. You guys can let me know what you think of this so far. And yeah, I mean, really, if you do have any disagreements, let me know down below in the comments. I would just like to point out the fact that I was chosen to do this and not you, so it is what it is. June 10th, we got the Equal Pay Act signed by JFK. Alcoholics Anonymous is formed. The Spirit Rover is sent to Mars that day, and it's also Slavery Abolition Day in French Guiana. So that's gonna put June 10th in like a high B tier. June 11th, that's gonna go in C, same with the 12th. June 13th, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe June 13th was the day that Matt Cain pitched a perfect game for the San Francisco Giants, so that has to put it up in S tier. That's gonna be like mid S tier. June 14th, that's gonna be C. 15th, also C. 16th, 17th, 18th. June 19th, otherwise known as Juneteenth, that has to be an S tier. Yeah, that's an easy decision. June 1st, also pretty good day because it means we're starting to get into like summertime. That's gonna be a B tier. June 20th, day after Juneteenth, that's got to be D tier. June 21st, C. 22nd, C. 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. June 2nd, it's also going in C. 30th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Okay. Here's what we're looking like after we add June here. Got a couple more days in D tier. We got a couple days pretty high up in June. We got obviously Juneteenth and Matt Cain Day, both in S tier. We've also got June 1st in B. I feel like that's pretty fair. July 10th was honestly a pretty bad day. It was the start of the Battle of Britain. The US took control of Florida. Death Valley reached 134 degrees Fahrenheit, the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth. Wyoming is admitted to the Union. That's going to put July 10th in D tier. July 11th, that's going in C. Same with 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. July 1st. You know what? That's kind of when we're officially kicking off summer. That feels like the true start of summer in my opinion. So that's going to make this a pretty strong B tier in my opinion. July 20th. That's going here. 21st. 22nd, July 23rd, you know, kind of a mixed bag day for celebrities. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Daniel Radcliffe's birthday. It's also the day that Amy Winehouse was found dead, unfortunately. I feel like that kind of has to put it, where are we putting July 23rd? That's like a low B tier because you have some sad stuff, some pretty bad stuff, and you also have some good stuff that came out of July 23rd. So, yeah, July 24th, 25th, these are all easy C tiers in my opinion. Unless you guys can think of some truly remarkable stuff that I'm missing, I don't see how we can justify putting any of these days higher than where I'm putting them. July 4th, I like 4th of July. It's not my absolute favorite holiday, but I do like it. You know, I get to barbecue. I like fireworks. I know not everyone likes fireworks. I like fireworks, though, decently enough. That's going to be like a low A tier, in my opinion. Not a top tier holiday, in my opinion, but not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. July 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th, all going in C. All right, July 10th, actually a pretty eventful day as well. Missouri is admitted to the Union. The Louvre is officially opened as a public museum. The Smithsonian is chartered by the U.S. Congress. Japan offers their letter of surrender during World War II, and The Wizard of Oz premieres in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So kind of a mixed bag too, some good stuff, some bad stuff. I'm gonna put August 10th in August 10th is gonna go ahead and go in low A. 11th, 12th, 13th. Oh, I grabbed the 14th on accident, but 13th and 14th are both going here. 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. Actually, August 17th needs to get bumped up. 17th is going in like high A. What am I thinking? The 1st. You know what? August gets unbearably hot. It's like probably the hottest month out of the year where I live. And August 1st would be the start of that, so it's going to put it in a high D tier. 20th, 21st, 22nd. August 30th, August 31st. September 10th, kind of a weird day. That's going in low C. September 11th, easiest D ever. I don't even think I need to explain that one. September 12th, day after. Well, I mean, you know what? Things couldn't get much worse, so I feel like by default, that's kind of got to go in like B tier. The 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th are going there. Fuck off. Yeah, a lot of bad shit historically happens in September. September 17th, the Soviet Union invades Poland. That's got to be a D tier. September 18th. 19th, September 1st, pretty sure that's the day that World War II started. That's got to be like one of the few days that can actually go lower than September 11th. The 20th, that's going here. 21st. The 22nd, that's going in here. September 23rd. 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 29th, that's got to go pretty low. September 2nd, that's actually going in A tier. Shit. Keep doing that. September 2nd, that was the day that World War II ended, so that's going like fairly high in A tier. That's nice. That's a nice sentiment. September is filled with a lot of bleak shit, honestly. It's a depressing month, but that's going in A tier. September 30th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th are all going in C tier. And last but certainly not least, September 9th, the day the US is officially given its name. Elvis Presley appears for the first time on the Ed Sullivan Show, and California is admitted to the Union. So that has to put September 9th pretty high up. That's gonna put it in like a high A tier, I'm thinking, like probably right here. That feels good. Now let's just take one final look at this, see if there's anything I want to change here. Ooh, you know what? March 8th is International Women's Day. I'm very sorry, women. I completely overlooked that. That is 100% my bad. That absolutely needs to be higher than a C tier. I promise I will be better. Yeah, did I miss anything else? Ooh, yeah, March 17th. March 17th is St. Patrick's Day. That should not be C. I am Irish. I have to admit, St. Patrick's Day is not my favorite holiday at all, but I feel like it's disrespectful to have it in the middays. This needs to be at least in the A's somewhere. I'm going to put it like I'm gonna put it like right here in A. Yeah, you know what? Looking at this, I think this is pretty solid. So just really quickly, let's run through D tier, which is our bad days. We have August 1st, May 6th, May 17th, October 17th, October 6th, November 29th, October 7th, October 8th, October 9th, November 1st, November 2nd, February 29th, April 10th, April 20th, June 20th, July 10th, September 11th, September 17th, and September 1st. If anyone on the planet wants to argue any of those, yikes. C tier, most of the days of the year, honestly, like I said, these are just simply unremarkable days for one reason or another, not necessarily bad or good. B, these are our good days: July 1st, June 10th, May 4th, November 11th, May 1st, October 13th, October 30th, May 18th, October 1st, March 10th, October 15th, October 7th, October 2nd, November 30th, February 10th, February 14th, June 1st, July 23rd, and September 12th. In our A tier, these are the pretty good days. We have January 1st, December 24th, May 5th, September 9th, August 17th, March 17th, October 16th, September 2nd, November 14th, November 22nd, November 23rd, November 24th, November 25th, November 26th, November 27th, November 28th, March 3rd, December 11th, December 12th, December 1st, December 26th, December 27th, December 28th, December 29th, December 30th, January 10th, April 1st, May 10th, July 4th, and August 10th. And finally, in S tier, we have our elite days, which are January 18th, December 25th, October 10th, October 31st, June 13th, December 10th, December 2nd, December 31st, December 6th, January 19th, February 16th, June 19th, and March 8th. Here we have it. Here is our complete tier list of all 365 days of the year. What do you guys think of this tier list? Please let me know in the comments below. Like I said, it is a huge honor to be able to make something as important as this for you guys, and I hope you appreciate the time and effort that this took. If you really did like it, let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you all next time. Peace.